I have two S25 Ultras and an S24 Ultra. All of them are now running the latest version of One UI 7. Is this the update that finally saves the Galaxy S25 Ultra? Let's go. So as slow as Samsung's updates have been sort of arriving this year, they're kind of like a bus. They're all seeming to arrive at the same time. Makes for a busy life as a YouTuber. It would finally appear that Samsung are exiting the beta stage on the Galaxy S25 Ultra and its version of One UI 7. Now that I have it on this other S25 Ultra that I've got, it's time to revisit the same sort of performance tests that I've been doing when I did the S25 Ultra versus the S24 Ultra. Let's see what's been improved. Before I get into the comparison, let's start with the obvious in terms of what's actually changed from a visual standpoint. First one is to do with the battery icon. Samsung have brought in the, fatter, taller battery icon from the beta versions of One UI 7 on other devices, and finally updated it to be level and equal on the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Depending on which one you prefer is up to you. I kind of like the new one that they've made. It's a little bit bolder. The other one, whilst it's got a nice elongated shape, the number inside wasn't sort of vivid enough or large enough to be able to see it properly. Whereas I feel like the fatter version makes it bolder and stands out more when you want to see what battery percentage you're on. And then alongside with it, you also now get the new charging animation. For some reason, Samsung put the not finished charging animation onto the S25 Ultra when it launched, which just baffled a lot of people, especially as it got updated. Well, it's only really got up one or two updates. It didn't really get fixed. Now with the April version of the update, it has been fixed, and you can see the old version on the S25 Ultra, how it just wasn't very good. And then the new version, it's more fluid and actually has the extraction and the retraction into itself quite nicely. They're little touches, these things, but it's good to have some parity along with the other devices. The other change is to do with the Now bar, or rather the live notifications area that the Now bar sort of is a part of. It's to do with the media player. You can see on the old version of One UI 7, and literally the old version being the one from March, it doesn't have the media player as part of the live notifications area. It's separate with the modes and routines toggle that's down the bottom. The new version, you can see it there now. Media player is a toggle in the live notifications section. What this change does is basically bring back the media player in the notification panel. And it adds to that too, with a live notifications tile sitting in the notifications area when you haven't got your media app open. And you can interact with it. Tap on it, it expands it out, and then you can control your music from there. Tap anywhere around it, and it sort of retracts back into itself with a nice smooth animation. It's still going to be there on the quick panel when you expand out in that fully expanded side, but it's also now in the notifications. The old version, it was just in the quick panel and the Now bar, and that's it. Samsung have finally brought the full version of One UI 7 features to the S25 series, and it's about time. So with those two bugbears of software features out of the way and finally here with this update, depending on where you are, you might have it now, but you also might not. I want to check the performance. If the S24 Ultra still beats the S25 Ultra now that it's finally exited out of the beta stage, there's some answers Samsung have to come up with. I'm not going to do the full barrage of tests that I did last week, things like generative edit and drawing assist, because I feel like those are basically cloud-based and they were pretty much the same across the board. What I want to see is the ones where the S25 Ultra actually lost, and lost heavily, to the S24 Ultra. Audio eraser, log video editing, and general video editing with Galaxy Studio. These are all on-device processes that will show whether or not Samsung have optimized the software to match the hardware performance of the chips that they have. So I brought the S24 Ultra back in, and I got the same clip loaded across all three devices for the audio eraser test to start with. S24 Ultra on the left, S25 Ultra March in the middle, and S25 Ultra April on the right, that one being the most updated version of S25 Ultra software. The same clip that I used was of my son's goal that I showed last week. Any excuse to really bring this back because it's a really good goal. There was quite a bit of audio to remove in the background, the crowd noise, the environment noise. You can take a listen. Had to. Went through on all 3 devices and removed all of the sounds barring voice, just left the voices there, and then hit save edit at the same time on the S24 Ultra and the S25 Ultra April, and then a little bit after on the March. And again, the S24 Ultra smokes it. It processes and saves this so quickly compared to the other two that it seems like Samsung haven't touched it at all. The S25 Ultra feels like it's still unoptimized when it comes to audio eraser and exporting the edits that you've made. Okay, so that's not changed. Let's check log video. I picked a clip, a long one of Easter Sunday. We sort of watched the kids on their Easter hunt. And what I did was pick the same clip that's about 1.5 minutes long and put it on all 3 phones. After correcting the color, and again using the same methodology I did before, hitting save clip on the 2 outside ones, and then a little bit after on the middle one, it's a bit more neck and neck with this. It seems as if Samsung have made some optimizations on the April version for log video, because it kind of kept up all the way right until the end. And then again, the S24 Ultra pulled ahead and finished first. I still don't understand how the old chip and the old hardware is currently more optimized for that feature versus the phone that launched the feature, the S25 series. I then revisited Audio Eraser with that same clip that I just exported with log video, and the same result. Audio Eraser on the S24 Ultra just absolutely smashes it and leaves the S25 Ultras in the dust when it comes to exporting the clip, both the first time, and then I thought maybe not having Wi-Fi on might have impacted it, so I turned Wi-Fi back on. Didn't make any change. The S24 Ultra still absolutely left it behind in its dust. Well, you can't really... Anyway, you know what I mean. It won. And then the last test to try and, I guess, save face for the S25 Ultras was Galaxy Studio, but I'm not holding out much hope, purely because the S24 Ultra is still showing that it's better. I put the same clips into Studio, and whilst they loaded faster on the S25 Ultras, when I hit save, after a false start that is, because there was actually no storage left on my S24 Ultra, which actually makes this even more impressive. When I cleared the storage out and did it, the S24 Ultra was faster. Again, it was kind of like neck and neck for a while, and then right at the end, the S24 Ultra just pulled ahead and finished it quicker. I just don't know how this is happening. Why hasn't it been optimized properly for this sort of performance on the S25 Ultra? As far as camera performance goes, I know you probably all want to see a camera comparison now that this has been updated. Samsung have said, though, in their forums that there is no update. The camera performance is the same. There's no updates to sort of tell us about. And when you check the camera version on the phones, they're the same, which means, again, there's been no change to features or to algorithm or processing. So there's really no need to go and dive deep into that as yet. When there is something to do, I will do it. So as of now, though, nothing to report on camera. Now, whilst there's some nice touches here with the now bar and the live notifications and the battery icon and the charging, that is sort of superficial aesthetic stuff. I really want to see Samsung optimize the S25 Ultra more. I know they've had more time with the S24 Ultra and they can really extract things out of the 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy that they maybe weren't able to at the start. But the 8 Elite for Galaxy is such a big leap ahead in terms of raw performance and power, it feels like it's being underutilized on the features that exist on the S25 Ultra, especially as they will launch features. Audio Eraser and log video were 2 features that launched specifically on the S25. So the fact it's underperforming compared to last year's phone should be cause for concern for Samsung, and I'd sort of recommend to them optimize them and make them perform as they should, because what reason would you have at the moment to go to an S25 Ultra over an S24 Ultra? If you've got an older phone, I would say right now, the S24 Ultra is the one to get. Hit subscribe to Tech with Benefits for more comparisons like this. Go check out all the other ones I've got, and I'll see you guys in the next one. You!